Hi guys, welcome back to our video. Today we are going to do some brake upgrade. So we bought a steel braided line and then a valve to do clearing and then some .4 oil, and we would also like to change the spark plug. And if we have time, we want to change the T10 light. It was burned on the bike. If there is also time, we want to do valve clearance, but that's another topic. So let's just get started. So this is not your super like top end expensive stuff. It's just basically normal brake line, because anyway the bike is not high performance, so you don't need a performance one. So it's a little bit too long for the current one. It should be shorter, I guess. But too long is better than too short. So we will still proceed with it. Okay, now we gotta set up this valve tube to open it up. And then put the tube in, fit this in. And then we use this to secure. I'll make sure it doesn't come out. Okay, same goes here. It's secure. And then okay, this is the opening valve. It's a size 8. Open it. Okay, you can see that it's leaking out. Okay, which is good. And then now all you need to do is to press the lever. So we just form a tube to collect. This valve is fused, so we will replace it later on. We're gonna remove this bolt. Okay, and then this part, followed by this part. So I take this opportunity to clean this bolt. You can see there's a lot of dirt inside. We will try this up. So it leaks as expected. So now we gotta tighten all the screw and get it set. So we gotta open this filler cap, and then we gotta put in the fresh brake fluid. Okay, and now we gotta install this tube back. So to flush, so we need to loosen this again. Okay, we are good to go. Okay, and then we gotta poke a hole. Put one here and one on top. So this is for air to go in, this is for the fluid to flow out. Then we gotta fill this. So a silly mistake that we make here, we forget to take out this rubber boot before we pour in the oil. So now we gotta take it out, and it's flooded. Take it out to drain it. Okay, so this is a rubber boot. Okay, we also took off the heat shield, okay, because this part is broken. You can see this mount here. I reckon that's the rattling sound during high RPM, where this thing keeps on bumping into this edge. Okay, this is the old part. So when we turn on the emission, the lights are on, but this is not, so we gotta replace it. This is the new one. Turn on the emission, it lights up. This is the simplest job. There's still a lot of air inside this caliper, so just waiting for the oil to slowly goes in. As you can see, the lever is still very soft. Hello again. So this is the next day. So obviously we failed to do what we promised to do the other day. So what happened the other day was this line was too long. So we used back the original one. It was too long because there's a lot of excess running through here, and then basically the mudguard has no room to move around. So we swap it back to the original rubber hose. So we have to remeasure this length and then to buy the correct specification, which is the length. I have no idea why I bought such a long one in the first place, but mistake learned. Double check all your measurement. So we tried the pump technique because the pump, I guess, is a little bit too small, so it doesn't create a lot of pressure inside the caliper. So it has been a day, then it's still halfway there. So we got ourselves the new tools, a screen. Hopefully it can suck out all the air via the valve on the caliper. So first off, we set off the tube just to plug it into the screen so you can suck up. And then we attach the other end back to the bleeding nipple. Okay, set it here. Then we open up this. And then we set up the rug and then fill the brake fluid, okay, all the way to the brim, because we will be sucking them out later on. You can reuse this by pumping it back to the cylinder, adding it back in, not a lot though. And then lastly, we just screw this cap back. Okay, next we want to change the spark plug, and most of the bike usually comes with a set of two kits inside this cover, so we just take it out. Inside the two kits you have this thing that is the one that helps you to take out your spark plug. So taking out the spark plug is quite straightforward, although it's my first time doing it, but seen it multiple times. So all you need to do is just pull this cap open, leave it one side. This is your plug. We just wrote back, so it's a little bit hot. This thing should be able to fit in, and then all you need to do is turn it anti-clockwise to release. So it's best if you do it on a cool down engine. Inspect the plug. Its specification mentioned that the gap should have a 0.7 mm. We didn't bring down our feeler gauge since we are here, and then we got the plug out. We will change a new one. So this is the new plug. If you compare them, not much different though. Maybe the gap on the older one is slightly larger. Can't really tell other than the child. So it's just like screwing in a nut. So just put it in and then just keep on screwing until it's tightened. Okay, this is where this thing comes into play. Just ensure it's tight lah. Don't need to be like super tight kind. And then we just plug this thing back in. So it's just plug and play. And we will try firing it up. So now we want to reposition the IU into this slot here. So basically it's to flush out this area, so it's like a hidden IU. First off, again, I need to remove this cover and also the front fender. So we disconnect the light switch. Okay, next we gotta tidy up all this cable and then ensure that they are properly routed, clearly separated between the left insulator and the right insulator. And we also move the IU down. So the IU bracket has this very weird tri-point kind of screw. So we managed to use a Phillips screw, and then we force it into one of the edge and then push up and then twist it. And it does open up. So it takes some effort to do it, but it's doable. We need to place this somewhere here, but the IU is quite dirty, so we gotta wipe it down. There's some alcohol wipes, and then we gotta give it some IU stickers to black it out. Okay, see how dirty it is. And now we gotta apply the sticker after it's clean. Okay, slowly push out the bubbles. It's not that hard to do, so just need a little bit patience and delication. Okay, we've done the edge of the cover, and then the last piece will be the most important one, the front. So in the event you forget to take out your cash card, no one knows it's inside. Okay, and we are done. So next we will apply this dual lock tape. It's something like your Velcro, but it's much stronger. You gotta paste some of them here, and you gotta paste some of them here to hold it. Measure the dimension and then cut it into smaller pieces. Here we go. And then now we gotta paste it over. Squeeze it for maximum contact. That should do the job. Okay, seems like it fits. So we tidy up and then squeeze everything back to its sleeve. So first we put the auxiliary light back in, followed by the H4 plug. And then next just secure this thing back into place. So once the crown is back up, we are ready on to put on the fender. Okay, everything is all set and done. So we now need to just remove this. Okay, so we managed to bought the new line, which is the shorter one, the right dimension. So now we gotta repeat the whole process again to disassemble and then change off the line. Okay, this time around we would not remove the whole assembly because it's roomy enough for us to work. So this time around we also wear gloves because the other time the brake fluid actually makes our skin very dry afterwards. Same process by opening up the nipple, insert the tube. And this time around you use a bottle because it's easier for the tube to go in and it won't drip everywhere. Just fit the tube into the bottle. It's not like a tub, it doesn't move anywhere. And then we break open the breathing valve and pump the brake. All air, so I guess it's empty. We should check the main reservoir also. Can't really tell whether it's empty or not because it's clear. I guess it's empty, there's no air bubble. So we just need to remove this and then open up and check. Next we gotta loosen this and then it will definitely drip out, so we just prepare to hold the excess. So we also break off from the top, and then next is just to pull out the line bit by bit. I need to release this bolt as well. Okay, so now the old line is out, so we want to fit in the new one. So first off, we install the Banjo bolt in, and not forgetting the washer. Then we screw it back up. Okay, don't need to tighten it because you might need some adjustment later. So just keep it like that. Then run the line to the first holder, which is here. And then the second holding placement, which is here. So hold this rubber stop here. And then run through the same route as before. Through and beneath all the wiring. Come out from the other side. And then we need to go through this bracket to hold it into place. Then here, put in the Banjo bolt, put in the washer, and then just hand tighten it to be in place. And then after, just adjust your cable. Okay, and then we insert in back the first mounting point with this rubber holder. And then not forgetting to put it back. Once we put back, realize you see the first mounting point is already loosened, so we just want to reattach it back. So the steel braided hose is slimmer as compared to the original line, so I guess there's a lot of slack, so you gotta squeeze tighten this clip. So once everything is in place, we can tighten up the Banjo bolt and get ready to pump your brake fluid back into the system. So while we went online to study how to bleed our brakes, generally there's two methods. One is the top down, which is you start from the master cylinder to pump the fluid down, and then we found this very interesting ways to do the bottom up. So since we got a syringe, we can pump the fluid in and push the fluid all the way up and all the air. So we gotta give this method a shot. So we attach the syringe, make sure it's on the pump down position, and then we gotta suck up the fluid. Okay, now we lock it in. I'm trying to hold it upright because there's air bubble here, so we don't want the air to go in. Let's see how it works. First thing, we need to break off this nut. So I've broken out the nuts. Okay, and then we gotta pump it in. It's a bit tough, I would say. A lot of air, but nevertheless we can let the air float up before we pump it back in again. So we are also checking the level here, so make sure it doesn't overflow. Okay, just add a little bit more here, and we are good to go. Lastly, we just put back all this seal and the plastic cover, and this cap went back in. Okay, now lastly is to put back the screw and then put back the head crown. Okay, this bike is quite weird because I guess the pump is really quite weak. So no matter how you pump, it's very soft. You need to bring it out for a spin and get some vibration, and then the air bubble will slowly go up. So that's my experience. So we are done. So now we just bring it out for a ride, and then it will automatically sort out this brake pump issue. So it's slightly harder now. Alright guys, we are back with the test ride. Thank you for watching this video. See you on the next video. Bye bye.